So this is about the final stretch, the last of the last. I defeated Dr. Reed, mutated monster form Dr. Reed by myself. Thought I was going to need people because it's the most difficult thing in the game, but I dropped it from the 7 to a 6.9 from an overall point of view. So people who think this game would be a fail, um, they're right in certain sense, but they're wrong in certain sense. So about the failing, highest of the failing you could give this game is a 6.9, and that's what I gave it. And overall, not everyone's going to see eye to eye with regards to this game, and me being the mediator that I am, I would say just to get my point of view across as well as to consider other people in mind and the various different complex behaviors of those who are both narcissistic and those who are both empathic and those who are both neat type of people, as well as those who are just general overall standards. I think the only thing I could give it is a 6.9 overall. Um, and but for myself, if you want to know my opinion with regards to the game from someone who plays a lot of games, um, I would say it's a 7.2. It's just above average. Now, average games are typically those that reach the six, anywhere from the 5 to 6. Base standard game is about 5. It's average. Slightly above average is when you're starting to get to 6, 7 territory. So it's in the 6, 7 territory. Um, a very good game is a game that falls into the 8 category, 9 category, or a 10 out of 10. So most games typically fall into the 7 category regardless. Only the good ones fall into the 8 and 9 category. So this is what you would call slightly above average, which means it's not average, which means it's not in the fives. It's just above that average point, which is in the 6. And then it's even a slightly above, in my personal opinion, with regards to the game, in the 7s. But highly above average. Like when you're in school, you get an above average grade. Above average grade means you got a B or something. But in games, that doesn't flow because it's more like on a weighted chart. So slightly above average can simply mean something in the 6 or something in the 7s. It's not at its base standard of 5. And it's not below average in 4, 3, and 2. It's at that middle ground, and then it goes from that middle ground and goes up to 6, 7, 8, and above. So this is slightly above average the moment it went past the 5s. High above average would be in the 8, 9 category, or excellent above average. Like slightly above average is 7 category. Great games are 8, 9s, and 10s, and they're highly above average. So when someone says something is slightly above average, it typically falls into the 7s and low 8s category. When something is great, it typically falls into the high 8s and 9 categories, or the 8s and 9s in general. So yeah, that's where I'm having this game at. It's just slightly above average. It just barely managed to succeed and do the things that it was supposed to do. And the best part in the game is what you're seeing in the game, on the screen right now. The world design, the character model design, the details in clothing, the animation on characters, the text design, the placement of text, the details with regards to effects, the lightings, all the things that you are seeing right now are some of the best things in the game, as well as rendering and so on and so forth. The story is not that good, and the side stories are not that good. However, the stories with regards to the zombies is good. Um, so you could judge this game based on you seeing how someone plays, if it's worth it. And that's how I typically do things anyway. With regards to any game, I see how people play it and how they feel about it and how they interact when they're playing with others. If they're having fun, I give it a try. But if they tell me the story is garbage, then I don't think I want to waste my money on it. But at the same time, if they're telling me like it's worth a buy just for the killing zombies part and to have fun part, then it's worth a buy, regardless if the story is garbage. Because like all games nowadays, you could always skip the story if you want to simply play with friends. If there's something that if you care about the story with regards to this game, then this is not that good of a game. In fact, I would say it's even less of a story than Dead Island 1. Um, but like I said before in the last video or the video before that, this feels like these are a random group of people who are part of a side story within the main story of Dead Island. And the main players in the first Dead Island were the main characters throughout the series. But I know that's not true. All the characters in the first Dead Island were just randoms as well. So if you try to make them into like they're the stars of the franchise, that's completely stupid because they're not the stars of the franchise. When that game came out, they were just a group of random people. So if you're going to do every Dead Island product, 1, 2, 3, 4, it has to always be a group of random people. Because if you start to bring people back from the first Dead Island, you're making them more than what they are now. They're not randoms anymore. They're important to the franchise. So if they're important to the franchise, they bring back Sam B, then that means that people from Dead Island 1 aren't just random people anymore. They have some long-lasting effect and necessary towards the longevity of the story. Because someone thought it would be necessary to have Sam B in here, which it really doesn't. They didn't really need him in this game whatsoever at all. And when they did have him in the game, he didn't do anything. He wasn't a playable character. He was just part of the story. So there's no really point to have him. And why they chose Sam B is simply out of popularity. Who do you voodoo? So they brought the guy, who do you voodoo? That was the most popular person from the first game. Sam B is not the smartest person in that game. Sam B is not the the most efficient person in that game. Sam B is not the wisest person in that game. Sam B was only the strongest person in that game. So in surviving a zombie apocalypse on pure brute strength alone, he would survive it based on that. But when it came to things that he had to think about, he had to leave that with regards to other people. So he wasn't like the best character in that game all around it. If you were to pick the best character with the balance towards strength and the balance towards intellect, he wasn't that character. So the point of Sam B being in the game is pointless because you can't play as Sam B. That's why this game is a 6.9 overall, and to me it's only a 7.2. So that's that for that, and I will be continuing the story moving forward. That's all I got to say about that. So this last stretch I'm going to co-op with other people because I already beat the final boss, and I have a side video with regards to me fighting him solo because my network went down and I had to solo that guy simply because he's the hardest boss in the game. Like literally he's the hardest boss in the game. Every single boss in the game were a joke, and he was pretty much the hardest boss in the game. I would say about three other boss other than him gave me quite I would say quite a difficult challenge. Um, but difficulty is expected in any game. But they weren't complicatingly, annoyingly difficult, and that's why I say it's a joke. They were difficult to the level of a random person who's never played video games get annoyed with these boss. But if you're a gamer, they're not really tough. The only boss in the game that was hard was the final boss. That's why I have overall the game is 6.9. So let's see how the end story is with regards to this. If I have to fight the final boss again with a group of people, I'm fine with it. Because I know how to beat him. Unload him and kill him as fast as possible, as well as the screamers.
Dead end. Fuck! This ain't right. Hi, Constant.
Doc wasn't being too sloppy.
Names and IDs. Including Dr. Reuben Reed.
Hey, Constant, what's the story?
I found this just for you.
Reed? Who would buy this crap? Wait, who would buy this crap?
Hey, Constant. Okay, Constant. Give it to me.
This information should help you along.
Hello? Okay, Constant.
Hey, I found this.
And here's another thing in the game why I keep it at 6.9. In this last stretch area, there's nothing to interact with. This is just a waiting game. You have to wait till the game catches up. There's nothing to interact with, no nothing. And eventually, it's going to spawn and allow you to proceed forward. Every character just simply have to do the exact same thing, then wait in here for the game to catch up. There's nothing to interact with. You simply have to wait. So whatever the coding was, it wasn't coded good enough to, as soon as we interact with everything, it starts directly right away. There's a wait period.
And all the pieces fall into place. Full shot. Secret entrance. Love it. Here we go. Final stretch. Find Reed, show him the area of his ways, home for 10.
Oi! You owe me answers, you monster!
Wait! You don't understand!
Stop! Ugh, I'm not a zombie! What are you then? I have no fucking idea. But you do, don't you? You kicked off the outbreak.
Dad? What did you do? What did you do?
I killed millions to save billions.
A whole city. Why'd you do it?
Because you were so rare. Only 1 in a million becomes a Newman, an autophage hybrid. I couldn't complete the cure without you.
The cure's worse than the disease.
No. No. The autophagy isn't an illness. All right? 25 years ago, I found a clock hidden in our DNA, counting down to the day of our extinction. When the clock hits 0, the autophage will erupt in every man, woman, and child on Earth. I had to stop it.
It's in everyone. Everywhere.
Yeah, we weren't built to last. Take that. Conrad thinks the autophage exists to create the Newman, but your anomaly's the best. Puppets at worst.
We're joined. In our minds.
Joined by what? What does it want? Either Lolo is blind to it or she... I can only spare a few drops, but it'll neutralize the autophage, make you human again. All right? Now just go! Go! I can't hold on much longer!
No! Use it on yourself!
Sweetheart, you don't know what else I did. I modified an unborn baby. With the Newman blood, she becomes the cure. To be harvested every day for the rest of her life.
Me.
I've taken everything from you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Get it. Get it up.
Well, I beat this boss already in solo, but I'm gonna help these guys co-op.
Time to go, Tisha. You can't help him. Don't touch me. I promise that you don't listen. Come on. Go on and run. Go! monster!
Wait!
So, it comes to this. Shocking behavior. You on this flame grill, eh?
Is someone angry?
I'm done.
Like I said, easier on co-op, but solo very difficult.
Wait, Tisha! Tisha! Heroes jump. Tisha's a survivor. Should have made her way back to the chopper. Get out of my fucking...
Slayer of betrayers, coming through. Splatter, splatter, let's get at it. Be right here, Tisha. Now, shoot myself up with a cure and get the feck out of hell, eh? Is Tisha here
Huh.
yet?
Who?
Feck. I hope she'd be here.
Oh, I haven't seen anyone. The doctor?
Euthanized. Oh, shite.
Goodbye. Again?
Wait!
It's what I deserve.
Cancel the pity parade. I'm here now. And I've got a one-shot cure. It was meant for me, but... I can't dance to that tune. Time to play it again, Sam. No.
Not his head, you idiot!
Sorry. Force a habit.
You see, I'll always come back for you. For some reason, I'm starving. Got any of that pastrami?
Perfect. Hey. I gotta get going.
You should. I won't. The cure is out there, in a scared, angry girl. I know what that's like. I need to find her.
Here. Go save the world.
Count on it.
Thank you. We won't waste this.
Good
Good
luck.
luck.
Just think it. And it's done.
Cadenza? This song is incoherent. Decided to stay with us?
Yes. To find Tisha.
That the only reason?
And that's how it ends. Like, really? That's how it ends. Sam B and the others get to the chopper, whatever. And then it ends. It just ends. She says she's gonna stay, find Tisha, and then it's over. So it really just felt like a side quest. The entire journey felt like a big side quest, part of a bigger story. You would think because they're the main characters in the game that it would have something to do with their ending, but it was never their story to begin with. It was more a story of Dr. Reed and his daughter. We just had to catch up to that moment. Um, so it started out with a story from them escaping um, and trying to get out of LA to a story of them trying to find a cure. So the whole purpose from the beginning of the game was to get the hell out of LA and escape the zombie apocalypse. But during the process, they discovered that there's a possible cure. So now it's about finding the cure, which is fine and everything. But the characters you start off with weren't really the main players. They were simply part of a story, a bigger story. I guess you could say the same thing about the Dead Island 1. It was simply just random people that was part of a bigger story. And the people who are the actually bigger story are Reed, um, Tisha, and others in the game. Um, who you haven't met yet, because everyone else in this world is just random people until they get to that point. And at the end, this guy pops up to your last checkpoint.
Oh, sure, I know that. That's why I'm here.
All this eschaton tech and supplies just lying around, waiting to be found. In disaster, there's opportunity. That's the American dream. Can I interest you in making a purchase?
So wait up. We only get one shot at this. Come meet me behind the bleachers on Hollywood Boulevard. Smiley face. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Oh, I don't really. I just worked in admin. Did my 9 to 5, went home to the wife. Then, after the outbreak, I heard a subsidiary of our company called Eschaton was responsible. Can you imagine? Well, I did what any sane person would and swapped my pencils for pistols. Say what you want about the outbreak, but it sure beats filing. I gave the whole fighting zombies thing a try once. Turns out, admin doesn't offer up a whole lot in the way of transferable skills.
And that's pretty much Dead Island 2 in a nutshell. Now, how does New Game Plus works? Um, if you if you play the game and you finish the game and you go back to where you last left off and continue the game, it will continue you from where you last stopped, your last session, towards the end. So in my last session, I defeated the final boss and proceed towards the end of the story. So the only thing left are the side quests. Every single side quest and active, lost, and found quests. So there are 3 active, lost, and found quests I have, and various different side quests. So apart from the story, everything in the story is done. Done's are done. And the only thing remaining are side quests and lost and found quests. But I already gave the game points for side quests and lost and found quests. So that's that. So if I'm to play and continue to play the game, it would simply be based on, since I already critiqued it for everything, based on a legendary weapons finding, challenges, which I gave it points for, and for collectibles and journals, also including in there. That's why in my score of the game I gave it a 7.2, because all rounder, considering everything that's in the game, you have 6.9. But since the game offers you additional quests apart from side quests and legendary weapons that you can find and collectibles, and journals and stuff to accomplish your collectibles for either a PlayStation trophy or whatever, those things are still in the game as well. And there are various things that you can find. Now, if you're not the type to want to even search for these things, because you're saying what's the point of that, those aren't interested, it's not that big a deal. You don't need to do side quests. You don't need to do extra stuff, and you don't even need to find legendary weapons. You have everything you need within the story that story gives you to play the game over again as a new character, and I guess you could say to assist others in co-op. So what's going to happen now? Um, because I have completed this character, or have gotten to the level of this character at level 22, I cannot move forward with this character anymore. The same with regards to if I was to leave and go back to the beginning, and I was to look at Slayers, I would have Jacob at 23 and Danny at 22. So if I was to play as this character again, it would ask me to continue my journey as this player because you're done and nothing else. Just like if I was to go back to the Slayer and pick Jacob, it would ask me to continue my journey as Jacob, and where I would continue my journey as Jacob would be the exact same place that I continue my journey as Danny. So when the game is over, it doesn't give you a new game plus. It just ends, and all you have left are the extra activities, looking for weapons, and all that additional goodies that's in the game. See, it's the same thing. So this is Jacob's ending. Um, and it's the same as every other characters. Once you finish your objectives, the only thing you have left is your side quests, your lost and found, and finding legendary weapons, collectibles, and so on. But let's say you found everything. You found every side quest. You done every extra activities. You did every challenges. You collected every collectible, and you found every legendary weapons. You can't new game plus this game, and then once you new game plus it, you could play again with everything that you collected from the beginning of the game, and that's not this game. When you decide to finish your session with this game and leave this game, or return to this game, turn your game back on, and then continue this game and continue as your new character, it will only continue you from where you last left off. So it doesn't give you the options to play the game again with everything you have. It's not that type of game. So once you finish the game and you complete the game and you have everything in the game and everything has been acquired in the game, the only thing that you could say to be classified as New Game Plus is now you have to unlock the game with addition of the 6 other characters in the game. So there is no New Game Plus in this game. It's just what you have based on the story, side quests, and everything. And once you fully complete something in the game, and you decide to start over the game and play the game over from the very beginning all over again, you will then have to collect those things all over again. So there's no New Game Plus in this game. And that's another reason why, as an overall game, I have it as a 6.9. But on a personal level, I have it as a 7.2 simply because I could tell that a lot of effort went into this game with regards to everything. And since it doesn't have a lot of deep bugs that are questionable and like crashes, and as well as everything seems to run smooth at certain points, I would say the game is fine. Like when someone is experiencing something that doesn't work in the games, is either something that has to do with their network, their system, or some other factor. But when something really doesn't work for a lot of people, then it's a problem in the game. And I didn't see that type of issue happen within this game. That's another reason why it's at 7.2 for me. But it will never go beyond 7.2. So 10 years we waited for this game. That's another reason why it's at 7.2 and I will never make it go higher. 10 years we waited for this game and this is what we got. So the most kindness you could be fair to this game is 7.3 if you don't want to give it a 7.2. But that's what I'm giving it. Not that good of a game. The best part in the game is the obvious part in the game, the killing of the zombies. And the second best part in the game is the underlying story related to the zombies. So it's weird that the zombies are the most interesting thing in the game than the very story involving the people themselves. Like the undertone story related to the zombies is far more interesting than that of the journey of these five characters trying to get out of LA. So I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they made the story. But if the original story from Dead Island is slightly below this or slightly above this or on the same par as this, then whoever made the story didn't know what the hell they were doing. Like the objective of making a story better than the first Dead Island is that you had 10 years to make it better than the first Dead Island. And they were so focused on the disease with regards to the zombies, they forgot the story of the characters as well, which wasn't that good. And many of the side quests were cringy as hell. And those Newmans, they didn't serve any part in the story at all, other than exposition to say that there's going to be another Dead Island that will have now Newmans in it. So this was simply the precursor to a continuing story. I'm not sure if they're going to try to make a franchise out of the whole Newman thing, or include that within the Dead Island franchise, or make the story a trilogy or an anthology or something, and try to milk that. But what I'm seeing is that's what I'm seeing. I'm saying this game could have ended the same way that Island 1 ended. It was a story, and said story ended. Not said story is now continuing on to something else. It's not its own thing. It's a continuing story. That's what Dead Island 2 seems like. It's not the full story. We're not getting the full picture. It's not its own game. This was just a section of a much larger story, which is interesting, but the original Dead Island was its own entity, and this should have been its own entity as well. So even if you're trying to continue the story into another Dead Island story, this should have been contained in itself, and then you create something in the third Dead Island that's somewhat related to this. So there is no new game plus in this, and that's why I have this as a 7.2. And the most I will give it is a 7.2 because there's no new game plus, none at all. You have a character, you beat the game with a character, you end at the end, you finish all the side quests, legendary weapons, everything, and once everything is done, that's it. You, if you want to start the game all over from the beginning, it's like wiping out your drive of everything you remembered from a character, and everything the character collects, you have to collect it all over again. Same as this character. And basically, the new game plus in this game is to collect all the characters that were shown at the beginning of the game that you could choose from, which is not new game plus. It's just allowing you to unlock all of them and play all of them to see how they all play out. But it's not new game plus. It's just giving you the options to play the game again and again and again and again and again as different characters. But what if you don't want to play as different characters? What if you want to play as just one character? I don't know. I don't know what the decision was with regards to that, but that's not good. That's why I'm just keeping this as a 7.2. So it's not like I could go any further. All I have to do is those side quests and find legendary weapons. And if I want, I could platinum the game. But if no regular people won't do that. Regular people will just play the story and maybe a couple of side quests, and that's it. If even that, most people who just want to play a game will just play the story and then finish the story. They won't go any extra and go further into the game. Missed opportunities, man. An overall game is a 6.9. So let me just continue. And since I can't New Game Plus, I will have to try a different character. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should play side quests, but that's something I would do on my own. I already judged the game. I already saw how the game performed. I already know what's going on in the game. So there's no point, there's no point of me to pick another character, to be honest with you. There's nothing that this character, new character, will give me that's so different from this character or this character. It's not like Jacob is a bruiser or a speedster and she is a medic or something, and she makes the game a little better. Their perk system helps each other out or helps the team out, but it's not to a level that it would be significantly important that they need help because their perk allow them to counter whatever their weaknesses are. So there's really no point. I don't know. The various different people that worked on this game really messed it up. I mean, if the original people who made the Island 1 wanted to, like, not do it anymore, they should have gave it to another company who was willing to dedicate themselves to get it done. And when that company decides to do it, and they couldn't do it due to the amount of workload, due to the amount of stress they have with regards to it, and then you bring in yet another company, it's simply because you wanted to force something out fast and real quick. And this seems to be the standard theme with regards to Epic, with regards to EA, with regards to Ubisoft. They, they want something to be done fast so they can make a lot of money due to popularity. And thus, they don't get confidence with the type of people who say, well, you were supposed to do this and this. I thought you guys said you were the best at this type of stuff, so now we got to get someone else to clean up your mess and stuff. But like when you put a lot of pressure on people, they're willing to opt out and take the loss. Um, and so, or you yourself get rid of them and hire someone else to do the job, to finish the job of that person. Or you could do the scummy thing, which they probably did. They probably hired people, paid them to do a certain section of the game, finish that section of the game cheaply, hired another people to finish another section of the game cheaply without interrupting what they had the first people doing, and then hire another company to do the remainder of the game cheaply without them interrupting the other section of the game. So when you're feeling like this, there was like 3 or 4 different companies worked on the game, or 5 different companies worked on the game to make the game whole, and it's not just one group of people or 2 groups of company in collaboration. It felt like 5 different companies in collaboration, all different chefs of 5 different companies giving their peace of mind. That's what it felt like in the game. Like certain bosses felt like they were done by someone else, and other bosses felt like they were done by someone else. Or certain bosses felt like were just done by one company, but certain stories felt like they were not done by the same company. That they collaborated, but the collaboration wasn't an agreement that they all agreed on. That's what it felt like. It's because the story felt like it was terrible. Like it wasn't something that a company would agree on to do, but maybe another company says, no, it is fine, it works. So this is the problem when having multiple companies to work on a project. At best, when you're making any project, you should have 2 companies and 2 alone to make the project work. and they should be mid-level companies. But if they're not mid-level companies and you need lower-level companies, it should be 3 companies at most, and they should all be in agreement, and they should all be in the same room, and they should all follow the same story given to them, and none of them should have the ability to alter that story unless they're all within agreement that the story should be altered following that path. And they should not all agree and say, this is so awesome, I fully agree in this, and they all, opt in and fully agree, even if they believe it's not going to do well. And then after the product is finished, they go to the tester, and if the tester is not a person that uses his brain and think about the general public with regards to the product, the tester is going to just say, well, this works, that doesn't work, the story works. So the tester, whoever tested it, probably gave his opinion with regards to the company that the story didn't work with regards to the product. And like all douchebags, they probably ignored that tester and did their own thing anyway. So that's the problem with big budget companies. That's the problem with any company. They never listen to their employees because they are so smart, or they don't need, as long as they can prove that they could make the income and make something successful, they don't need to hear what you have to say. But when you're giving the product to the consumer and the consumer doesn't like it, you know, uh, then you want to side with the consumer because you need to make money. Like, you can't side with the consumer after you produce the product and distribute the product, and then want to change it thereafter. You should think about this before you even give it to the consumer. What would the consumer bitch about? Would they bitch? What exactly would a consumer bitch about? And the consumer will bitch about tropey stuff. A consumer will bitch about cringy stuff. A consumer will bitch about obvious things. A consumer will bitch about glitches, lags, and other products within the game not working. A consumer will bitch about uh, character models, character designs, the environment, and so on and so forth. And the consumer will bitch about the hardware, the software itself, and possibly if the game as a whole is boring or is it entertaining. So those are the main things that they will bitch about, as well as they will bitch about the characters in the game. So there are about 10 main things, 10 main things that a consumer will bitch about with regards to any game. And those 10 things are what I just said. Characters, the design of the world, the objects in the world, the software itself, the story itself, the side stories attached to the story, the animation, the movement animation, the fights, the boss battles, um, whether something is cringy and not cringy. So text words or verbal words being used. And then there's additional stuff such as content, such as collectibles, um, special weapons, DLC stuff, and missions objectives. And then there's the final thing is the fun factor or the boredom of the game. Those 10 things. They will bitch about those 10 things the most, because that's what any person that plays a game, those are the things they typically bitch about more than anything. And then there's the sub things such as weapon doesn't recoil enough, or there's not a cooldown enough. But actually, it's more like 12 things. I say 10, but it's more like 12. Because the gameplay itself is very important, so that's 11. And um, the reaction time with regards to weapon movement, weapon acceleration, moving the body of the characters and reacting in a situation. That's also important. So those things are also very important. So it's more like 12 things. And if they're not considering those 12 things, those main 12 things, and then the sub additional other things after, then they don't know what the hell they're doing. So yeah, there are 12 main things you have to consider with regards to what your audience will like and dislike. And then there's sub other things as well, such as rollovers, such as music and everything added on top to make the game layered, such as colors, the clothing the characters are wearing, the behaviors of characters. Those are things just layered on top. The functionality of the games are the main things, the bread and butter to make it work, and the story as well. So that's all I have to say with regards to the game. So if I'm going to play this again and I'm going to pick a new character, I will pretty much have to collect everything all over again. Because if I play as Jacob or play as Danny, I can't new game plus the game. It's done and it's done and over. And the only way I could play the game over from beginning is if I go in, I select Jacob, I press continuation, and here I am. So all quests are done. So there's no New Game Plus. There's all just the side quests left, Lost and Found left, and that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. Once you beat the story, only thing you left for this one character to do are side quests and Lost and Found, and then finding legendary weapons. But once all those things are complete, you can't New Game Plus with what you have. You have to start with a different character from the game all over again. So that seems like a missed opportunity. So there's nothing else for me to do in the game once I finish the game. The game just tells you you've fully completed the game and got everything in the game. So what you will have to do now, you have to start as a new character. And that's what I did with Danny. I started as a new character with Danny. But Danny is not New Game Plus. Danny's just a new character. So it's terrible that there is no New Game Plus in the game. Like once you finish this game and you got everything, collectibles, challenges, everything, you can't continue using the same character to start the game all over from the beginning. There's no start the game all over from the beginning with the character that you have. You would have to delete the character. This is the sucky part. It says in the lower right corner, delete said character. Now if you delete this character, you're deleting everything you did with regards to this character. And you would have to play him again and earn everything all over from him again from the beginning. So why would you want to do that if you already know how this character operates and got everything? If you got to do all that over again. So that's kind of pathetic to not have that. So now I'm going to start the game all over again, but this time as a different character. Since there's no New Game Plus, it only allows you to play these characters. And I believe someone says you could play as Sam B. But if I remember clearly, there's Jacob, there's Danny, there's the girl, Chinese girl, May, I believe. There's the firefighter guy, Um, there's the bodybuilder woman and the stealth guy. No, there's actually six. So you can't play as Sam B. Sam B is not a character. They just brought him in the game just to be part of a story, but you can't play as him. So that's why I have this game as a 6.9 and a 7.2 most. There's no New Game Plus. I mean, if I want, I'm going to pick him, and then join someone's game. But when I join someone's game, if they've finished the game as well, just like I have, I can't join them at the beginning of the game and play the game from the beginning again, helping new people. It doesn't allow me to do that. It only allows me to be connected to people who are at that checkpoint that I've finished the game. So if I finish the game, I'm at the checkpoint with everyone who's finished the game. So there's no New Game Plus unless I fully delete this character again and start with him again. That is bad. Jesus Christ, man. It's because 4 or 5 different companies, I believe it's about 4 companies, worked on this damn game. And because Epic tried to force it, they tried to force feed this. They wanted to get this out, and there was delays upon delays. Epic switched from companies to companies because they were being cheap. You know, they wanted to like cheaply pay people. A lot of people opt out. A lot of people stayed. But you could tell that this was various different companies all trying to put their 2 cents in to make this product finish and distribute it. But at the same time, because you had so many chefs in the kitchen, that's the problem. This is the problem that we're faced with. No New Game Plus for a game that's been 10 years. Now, the original game was the same goddamn way. You made characters, and the only way to New Game Plus the game is to delete said characters. So it's like they'd never learned from their past mistakes. Like, who wants to play a game where they develop the character, build up the character, create the character, love playing the character, and now they have to get rid of everything related to that character and play a character they don't want to play. I want to play. Let's say I want to play Jacob all the damn time. I want to start the game over from Jacob again, but I don't want to start everything all over again. That's terrible. That's why I have it as an overall 6.9. So I have no choice but to start the game as a different character now.
Identify as human. Where the hell did you come from?
Long Beach. I gave up my seat.
It's gotta be 20 clicks. Through them?
Can't catch me.
Okay. Showtime.
So I'm going to start the game 6 characters. What is there left to do after you beat the game 6 times with 6 characters? And you did everything in the game 6 times with 6 characters. But you want to play the game again. You cannot play the game again. Because you've fully finished the game 6 times with 6 different characters. There's nothing for you to do again. Are you going to stupidly delete your characters and say, yeah, you can start the game all over again? But you're a moron because you now deleted the same character you play again. You know how that character works. Just so you could play again that character and collect everything all over again as that character. You're not New Game Plusing it. You're just pretending that you've never played that character. When you already played that character, that's dumb. So I'm gonna select her. It's not like I'm going to New Game Plus her. A 6.9, man. They did not learn their lesson. They did not learn their lesson since the first one. The first one was the exact goddamn same thing. The same thing. The same goddamn thing. You create a character, finish the game with all the characters. You couldn't new game plus it. If you wanted to like give yourself the idea or inkling of a new game plus, you have to delete everything you did from the beginning. It was dumb then and it's still dumb now, and it's like they'd never learned their lesson. Like who the 6.9. Fuck it. The overall points for this game is 6.9.
Let's go.
I just gave it a 7.2 because I understand that you could do extra stuff in the game, including finding legendary weapons.
You okay? I'm seeing things. Get it together, Amy. Gotta find a weapon to smash this cargo crate. I did not survive a plane crash to get killed now.
No, that shit makes me mad now I think about it. That makes me mad. If I beat this game 6 times with 6 different characters, what is there left for me to do after I finish all 6 characters? Nothing. You would have to delete all those 6 characters and pretend like you never played with them before and start the whole thing all over again. I can't believe they followed the same original one, like it was hot shit from the beginning. That's, oh my god.
They're still awake.
Stop firing your bloody flag! What? What was that?
I'm human. Anyone injured?
I'm skipping this cringy ass story. I'm going straight for co-op. I'm gonna co-op with people at the beginning. The best part in the game is killing zombies and the zombie story.
I can kill them. I can take you and your friends. More coming. They just keep coming. Gotta do something, Ames. can burn him if I knock that coyote in.
Holy shit. Yeah. You're all fucking with the wrong girl. Okay. Check on the others.
Can't lie. We are an idiot.
I'm skipping all the stories because I already finished the game, so I know what's going on. It's the same for each and every one of them. They didn't end up at the house in a different way. It's like they're all the same people. Like they all came, the same people all fell over here, onto here, and end up here. Like they couldn't think of a different way to make each and every one of them show up at the house. They made them all the same, show up the same way.
70 Alpine Drive. So, if I cut through this house, I'll come out right by Emma John's place. That's a win. I need a circuit breaker. Circuit breaker. This should work. I could use a blunt instrument right about now.
As a zombie killing game is fantastic. One of the best zombie killing games. As a story-based game and the other stuff, it's one of the worst.
Locked. So how do I get in? Anyone here? Oh my god. So much blood. No way in. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Key card.
Can we just call a timeout?
They should be out back. My head.
Shit!
Crap. Different code. I'll take a look around. Nothing. No code. Got it.
Who's out there?
It's Amy. From the crash? Let me in already.
Oh, okay. Come in.
I did it. Just need to rest.
Get in! This crazy's everywhere. It's a miracle you didn't get... They're getting closer!
What do we do? Open up.
I'll do it. Power's out again. Everyone keeps extras in the garage. The breaker. This isn't for something important. Shit. A week ago, these were all normal people. It's fucked up.
Shut the door!
Chalk one up for Team Living.
Thank you.
I need to talk to our zombie expert.
This is Emma John we're talking about here.
This couch was hand-stitched by blind Andalusian monks.
Hey?
My dog
Don't they?
for keeping children safe.
Damn, girl.
Sam, if we're immune, we just need to get to the...
Hey, if you're going out there, you're gonna need some special sauce. Grab that machete. Okay, this is how you give it some spice. You'll need parts, though. Take some of this shit lying around here.
You really walked into a zombie outbreak to save Emma?
Alright. Use the workbench, and let's get cooking. Nice. You hit a zombie with that, the motherfucker's gonna stay hit.
Thanks, Sam.
Hey, if you're really going out there, I got some stuff you need. Take some of this meat as bait. It's just meat, but the zombies go for it. Saved my life getting here. I got some meds you can have too. Just maybe next time, you give me something in return, huh?
Thanks. This'll help. I need to talk to Emma.
I feel like we're shipwrecked.
And that should unlock co-op. So once I step outside, it should say you're in co-op mode. So I don't need to play the game solo to understand what's going on anymore. So it's that the best part of this game is that you could have fun killing zombies and doing it with others killing zombies. So to just enjoy the game, I'm doing that right now. I'm just enjoying the game. I know how everything's going to turn out. I know what you get. I understand the perks. I don't really need to unlock all of the 6 of these characters to judge the game. At this point, I'm just going to be playing the game to enjoyment. But after today, after this video, I won't be making any more Dead Island videos because I pretty much got everything I need to know. There's no New Game Plus for me to critique anything in New Game Plus or extra content that give you New Game Plus because it doesn't exist.
Hey, Michael. I'm heading to the Halpern Hotel to try to contact the army.
Yes, good. Good, exactly what I was going to tell you to do.
So,
Helicopter right in the grounds. It's fine.
I could really use some teammates about now.
So now you could switch it. The game's telling you could switch from single player to public. So the beginning of the game was solo. It forced you to play solo just to understand the tutorial. This is fine. But now, after that beginning first part, you're now in co-op mode. And this is where the best part of the game happens. Killing zombies, the first best part. Second best part is killing zombies with others. So for the rest of this journey, because I know I'm not going to get towards the end or even to middle on this, for the next about 2 or 3 hours, most, it's just going to be me enjoying killing zombies and helping people killing zombies in their co-op. Because at the very beginning, since I passed the checkpoint tutorial, whoever I co-op with now by joining their game are people who are at the beginning of the game. So they haven't passed the checkpoint. They should be at the beginning of the game, just like I am. So that's one of the good things about the game. It puts you at the exact co-op location that you're supposed to be at. So now I could quit the game from my standpoint, and now I could join others who are at the beginning of the game. Like I said, I don't need to solo this character anymore because all their stories are the same. They just say different things, but the story, the direction of the story is all the same. They don't do anything, they don't get different cutscenes. They all behave the same. They just say different words. That's all. So the only good thing I would say with regards to co-op is that every time you co-op with someone, you're either co-oping with them to start their new character that they're starting, or they're a new person who play the game. They're new to the game. Other than that, there's no DLC attached to this, and there's no New Game Plus. So this person's either new to the game, or this person is just trying out a new character, which in this case, he's trying out Jacob. But this person is asleep. So I'm gonna start killing zombies and making noise, and hopefully he'll start to move. Another weird thing that I took away from the game, when people go AFK and they're asleep, it keeps them in the game. It doesn't kick them out of the game and they go back to the beginning. It lets them stay in the game, which is, I guess it's okay, but at the same time, it's not okay because there are certain doors you need to open in co-op, and it requires more than one person to open the door. Like they weren't thinking about the whole AFK thing. Um, in order for me to enter this door and continue the story, I would need him to also not be asleep. So that's why I keep the overall game at 6.9 and my is at 7.2. Doesn't make sense. Actually, I'm not interested in Mr. AFK. I'm going to try it someone else who's not Mr. AFK. And hopefully, Mr. AFK is not the only person who's at the beginning. Hopefully, there's someone else at the beginning.
Dude, we're a team.
Hi.
Sounds like a plan.
Need some help?
Ah, good. Finally, some life out there. Well, you're not much to look at, but I'll take a chance on you. Say, you seen another kid out there?
No. Just the zombies.
Damn it. Must have thought I was shooting at her and got spooked. Listen, if I get the gate, can you search the front? You find that girl, you bring her around back, and we'll straighten this thing out. Just watch out for the other trespassers. They might. Hey, Get out of there, you scourge of Satan!
I can help him out. I got time.
Look out! Gotta deliver the bad news. Where was my invite?
Not you, kid. Where'd you find that girl?
Old timer. I'm sorry. You got him.
Son of a bitch! Well, I say, it's about time we send these party crashers back to hell. Don't be scared, kid. I've got your back. Oh, some damn fine work, kid. Hey, get over here. I need to talk to you.
Oh yeah, here's another thing. You could be a high level and help people who are lower level.
I'm sure you did what you could. Curtis Sinclair's the name.
That's a good thing. That's why another reason why I have it at 7.2.
Ask your mother, kid. Pleasure to meet you in these dark times.
No way. Yeah, I've seen your movies. Papa watches them all the time.
Listen, I need help. Years of doing my own stunts means, well, the old hip won't survive this drop. I need to get my chairlift to get down, but the power...
There's no real reason for me to keep playing anymore. I already made my critique on the game, where it belongs and everything else. So that's it for this game. And starting tomorrow, I could finally get into Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores. So I got to jump on Warframe right now. I typically don't play Warframe on Sundays, but since I missed Saturday, that's why I'm playing it today. But then again, no. I don't play Warframe on Sundays. So yeah, I'm gonna play something else today. This is pretty much done for. I could can keep playing this and do side quests, and that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to do side quests. I don't have to do it. I don't need to do it. But since the only plan for today is to continue, is just to play this and to finish this. The only plan of the day today was just to finish this. So I'm just going to finish this. I'm going to see if I could join other people. I wonder if it's possible to join people. I don't think it's possible to join others in game. Um, you would have to build a party with characters. I think that's what's going on. I would need to build a party um, in order to help other people at level 22. So I don't know if it's possible, but let me try Jacob again, and I'm going to see if it's possible to. I'm going to try something, see if it works. I doubt it'll work. I doubt the game even has this, but I'm going to try something. Yeah, yeah, it's impossible to do it. It's impossible. The only way to help people out is to friend with people online, um, and then build a party, a chat party, not an in-game party. There's no in-game party. You could just join someone at any level in the game once you beat the game. So it's not like you can unlock it. Um, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll take a break, right? I'll leave my system on. I'll leave the game on because if I take it off, the broadcast will end, and I'll just play the game as a new character. Um, I'll play the game as I continue to play the game as a new character, as me.
On your feet.
Back on track for this hotel. Okay, way.
Check it out.
Okay, find a Halpern hotel and tell the authorities that Immune Amy would like a word. I hope the soldiers at the Halpern are still alive.
Never known the tremors to be this bad.
Gross. What is this? Stinks worse than the zombies. different hotel. Not as lively as I'd hoped. Evac is definitely over. But the army might still be inside the hotel. From the outside. I don't like that.
Up and at him. Anyone?
Enough slacking.
Well, this is shit.
Make contact once I get this door open.
I can hear you. I swear I will carve my name on your heart. That's Major J.S. Booker. I'm waiting.
Hey? Don't think I want my heart autographed. Thanks. Gotta find this Major Booker.
Like you to call a chopper.
Where were they taking all these bodies?
Hijo de puta. The fuck is this shit? They were supposed to be evacuating people. What happened? military were dissolving bodies, and they pumped it all down the drain. This is fucking fucked.
Hey! If you're still looking for your lover boy, he's in the pool, mingling. But don't worry, sweetheart. You can still have your first dance.
She's totally loca. Did she set up all this fucking body horror? She's woken everything up.
Room service. This is Major Booker in 307. Bring more booze.
Room 307. I still gotta find her, no matter how crazy she is. Gotta be a side entrance or something. Wait, she hasn't been talking to me at all. Then, who is she talking to?
Oh, crap. Grenades?
Okay, stairs. I need room 307.
Need the next floor up.
The 200s.
Hey!
Need the next floor?
Still waiting! 307! Let's finish this!
Go around or try and put it out?
That's my route up. I just gotta, power off. Looks safe. Okay, third floor. Where's 307? I can't leave now. I gotta find this major. quite did this. Definitely not some giant monster. Those planks look flimsy. I need to hurry. Blocked. Need some lateral thinking. Or maybe vertical.
I'm gonna come crashing down onto the giant monster's head, aren't I?
Come on, Major! Get up and fight! .307. Here goes. Oh, crap. Huh. I think you may have deserved this one, though. Alright, that radio in the ballroom's my last chance now. The Major must have had a key. key. Back to the ballroom then, before the monster finds me. Music. Can't believe that worked. Power cable's torn. Finally made it. Hi, can you hear me?
I hear you. I'm Dr. Reed. Did you hear my message? Where are you?
I'm Amy, in Bel Air. I'm trying to contact the authorities.
Well, you sort of have. I'm part of the CDC team in LA. I was anyway. Are you, do you think you might be infected?
Well, I was infected. Felt like a saw in my brain. Because I'm in such good shape, I got better.
You got bit. Oh my god.
I must have like antibodies in my blood. I'm thinking that's worth something?
Oh, it's worth something, all right. We've been looking for you. Well, someone like you for our vaccine program.
What? Doc, I don't think I'm alone in here.
Hey, wait! I need you! You have to get here! Hello? Hello? You okay? You have to get it. Can you...
Do I swear to kick your ass? Well, I do. Dr. Reed, can you hear me?
You there? Oh, thank God. What happened?
Mahoosive zombie happened. Look, I'm gonna need help getting to Santa Monica. And I know a house full of people desperate to escape. So, I'll sell them on this plan, okay?
Yeah, okay. It's vital you stay alive.
You are not wrong. Okay. Back to Emma's. If I can get Emma to come, Sam will follow for sure.
You're okay. Hey, little help? Back in.
Sam's gonna be so pissed when I tell Emma I found a way out for us all through Santa Monica. Holy shit! Look at him fly!
Pack your bags. We're taking a trip.
I'm just trying to help here. I'm a guy who can get things for people. You can't just buy
Go away.
Guess who's back, and with good news.
Are they coming to rescue us?
No, we're going to them. Well, to a CDC doctor in Santa Monica.
All right, so that's as far as it goes with regards to this. I already played the game with a group of people once. I played it solo with Jacob towards the end. Then I played it co-op with Danny. The story is not that long, so you could get within probably about 2 or 3 days, both of these characters, maybe 4 days, both of these characters done on the story. Two characters within 4 days. 4 or 5 days. I actually think it might have been 5 days. But within a week, you could like unlock 2 characters. So yeah, the story is not that good. The overall game plays good with regards to killing zombies. Other than that, there's not much else. It's like it took them 10 years, 8 or 10 years, to make this game, and it feels pretty much like the original Dead Island, with regards to some change in skills and perks and whatever additions they add to it, but it's pretty much the same game from way back in the days, which is important to have the nostalgia as well as the mechanics of the original game, but new mechanics have to be put into the game that makes it completely different from the original game. So it's not just you're doing the same thing, but has to make it completely different from the original game. So I'm pretty much I'm done with the game. After going through it once with Jacob and then with Danny, there's nothing else I need to see with regards to other characters, since the perks is pretty much the thing that balance all the characters about. It doesn't really matter who you pick. The perks will balance it off pretty evenly, or at least to a certain degree. So if you're in co-op, you get a little bit of assistance rather than you depending solely on the perk to help you in solo mode. So yeah, I don't. The most I gave this game is a 7.2. So that's all I got to say with regards to that. If anyone does see this video, they could watch it from beginning to end. It's a lot of annoying things, a lot of good things, and the best part of the game was zombie killing. Don't know why 10 years and this is what we got. Feels like it was cheaply done, and the whole thing was cheaply done. It looks dynamic, it looks creative, and it looks rendered good, and design are very realistic. But it feels like a lot of effort went in to make the game at a high budget with a low cost of value in regards to those who are making it. It makes sense that's the case because several companies worked on this one game. Not just 1, 2, or even 3, several. So it feels like corners were being cut just to make sure they don't have to go over budget. So they hired independent companies to do certain sections of the game, and it's clear and present in the game. That's why it feels off. It feels like it's Dead Island, but it feels like too many chefs were in the kitchen. So that's all I got to say with regards to the game. I have no reason to play the game anymore. If someone was to ask me would I do Game Plus or do this one more time, play this game one more time, I just did. I played it with Danny. So you could do Game Plus the game real quick and skip through all the cutscenes within just 1 week of one character to the next. But this game doesn't have New Game Plus. It just has you a secondary character you get to use and try out. So when you unlock all 6 characters, there's nothing pretty much to do once all 6 characters are unlocked and you beat the game, because there's no New Game Plus. And there's no special items or extra stuff you get in New Game Plus, because there is no New Game Plus. Everything you unlocked in the game with one character, and all the special weapons, legendary weapons, you find using one character, are the same thing you will find using the other characters, unless it's something specifically tailored to them. It's pretty much the same standard. The animation in the movies at the beginning are pretty much the same for this character as it was for this character as it was for this character. The opening animations, the behaviors, when the character got stuck by a pole or something, they all behave the same in the intro anime. The only thing different between each character in the story is that they look different and they say different things. But the scenes are all the same. They all behave the same. The people who open the doors with regards to the story, the NPCs, they all say the same things regardless of who it is. And even if they don't say the same thing, the animation, the part in the story, who opens the door is the same person. Who says this, same person. Who shows up is the same person. And what scene goes to next is the same thing. So it's not like these characters are doing anything different. Proven factor of this is when they show up to Emma's house. When the first character, Jacob, or whoever you pick, show up to Emma's house, Danny does the same thing Jacob does. And Amy does the same thing Jacob does. They all do the same animation. They fall over, they wake up, and in their same exact location. That seems to be very cheap, because are you telling me all these characters did the exact same thing? That they're not different characters, they're like the same character? So they all fall over the same way, they all get up the same way based on the story. None of them decide to go in a different route and fall over in a different way, like come through the front door instead of fall over the same place. So yeah, it seems to be very cheaply done and quickly done. So 6.9 for the overall game and 7.2. Do I see me playing this game again? Like I said, I just did. I was going to do it a third time, but I'm not, because 2 is enough for me to know that I don't really want to do it a third time. So if this game did have a New Game Plus, which it doesn't, but if it did, I would New Game Plus it just one time and then be done with it. So yeah, it's not like the original Dead Island. It seems to be cheaply done. So that's it. Now it's off to Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores, and I'm pretty sure that's a DLC, and that could be done in just 1 week. But this was fairly quick. I got this game done in like 2 weeks. So it's like whatever they gave to you, it was very cheaply done. I mean, it's a long story quest. Took me about probably like 20 hours, 24 hours. It probably is not even 24 hours. Probably like 15-hour quest, story quest. But the game is over once 24 or 15 hours is over. There's no additional content afterwards except side quests, fetch quests, and collectibles if you want to do that. But everything with regards to the story ends 15 minutes in. After you're finished with a character, you really don't need to play another character, because all the other characters do the exact same thing. The only thing that's different from one character to not another character is their perks. So yeah, I could see why people don't like this, why after 10 years this is what we got. It makes perfect sense. So I'm giving it a 6.9, and for overall, if I wasn't me, and since I am me, I'm going to be a little bit more fair to game and give it 7.2. But 7.2 is not anything to, to call home to mom and tell them I did great at 7.2. That's not good. That's not good for a game that's been 10 years. So, yeah, I'm done with this game, man. I don't need to play it ever again. And if I do play it ever again, it will be simply the same way I do with World War Z. I play it simply because I want to help other people, or I just want to have fun. It's not a game I'll go back to over and over again, like I go back to Bloodborne over and over again, or go back to Zombie Army 4 over and over again, which is very strange because Zombie Army 4 is far more entertaining, and I don't mind going through that story over and over again, even though Zombie Army 4 doesn't have New Game Plus. So it's weird that I would still have this game just 2 points above Zombie Army 4, even though Zombie Army 4 to me is far more entertaining, but Zombie Army 4 doesn't have a story, and you could tell it has bugs, and it's a cheaper budget. So for this game to be just 2 points above Zombie Army 4, which I have at a 7, that's not something to write home to mom about. Like, what the hell did they do with this game, man? It's Epic. That's all it is. Epic produced this game. Epic probably cheaped out on all the people who were supposed to work with this game. Epic fucked up. That's all I gotta say. But tomorrow I'm jumping on to Warframe. I'm gonna call it a day on this. I'm not messing with this again. I'll probably, here's the thing, I might actually return this to the store. This is the first time I'm thinking about returning a game to the store in 2023. I might think about returning this to the store because it doesn't come with a New Game Plus. There's no reason for me to keep it. And, I don't know. I'm thinking about keeping it simply because of the zombie killing. But between me returning this to the store and me keeping this, like I did with Dead Island 1, I'm thinking, should I not keep it? I'll probably just keep it because I paid for it. But if I really, needed the money for buy a better game, but I didn't want to spend extra cash, I'll just trade it in for like an extra $5, and then, yeah. This is a game I could see, like, would I regret giving it back to the store? I don't know. I might just keep it, just to keep it, but I won't play it. I don't think I'll give it back to the store. I think I'll keep it simply because it is fun, killing zombies. That's the one reason I will keep playing it. So no, I won't. I'm thinking about it. I won't give it back to the store. It is fun. There's lots of level of fun, lots of things that are fun. It's an overall fun game, but it is an average game. And it makes me question, like, what the hell they did. So that's it. I'm not messing with this ever again. Unless it's about just having fun.